everyone, this is Donny Lowy from Closeout Hope you're doing well. The next time you're in New York, you're welcome to visit my warehouse. So today I'd like to discuss with you an approach for buying wholesale clothing for your boutique. Now, if you're going to have a boutique and you want it to be successful, you need to have something different that other people don't have. But at the same time, the customer wants brand names that they can recognize. So the question is, if you need to have brand name clothing in your boutique, but you want to have clothing that's different than what other retailers have, so how do you do that? One of the ways that you do that is you approach their brands and you ask them if they have any clothing which they made. Let's say they made it for a special occasion. Maybe they made a wholesale line of clothing for an event that was coming out, and that event has passed already. So that clothing that was made for a specific event is not going to be widely distributed in the market. So you might be able to buy that clothing. You'll be one of the few sellers that has it, and also you're going to be able to get it at a much lower wholesale price because now the brand doesn't have a use for that clothing. Another way is if you can establish a good relationship with a brand and you can ask the brand to make clothing for you that's different than the clothing that they sell in other places. Now that's going to give you also an opportunity to have clothing that, even though it's brand name clothing, but it's going to be different than what other sellers have in the market. Now, another thing you can do, but you have to make sure that you're allowed to do this, and you have to speak to the brand, is you can buy clothing from a brand and then go ahead and make changes to the clothing. What I mean by changes, you might put beads on the clothing. You might, you might do some embroidery. You can try to, make some additions to the clothing to make the clothing more unique, and in a way you're going to make your own creations from that clothing which you're buying. What you can also do is you can buy generic clothing, meaning clothing that doesn't have a brand name, clothing from a private label, meaning clothing that's made for the market. It's not any special style or name on it. And then you go ahead and you take that clothing and you make alterations to that clothing. You do sewing on the clothing. You put embroidery on the clothing, so you make the clothing more unique. And this way, your boutique is going to have wholesale clothing that's unique and is not widely available in the marketplace. Alright, my website is closeoutexplosion.com. Please visit my warehouse the next time you're in New York. Have a great day.